And in the studio this week, we have the good old Vernie Vern and more Mick. Welcome in, fellas.
Thanks, Meeps.
Introduce
Cheers. Glad to
yourself.
be here.
It's good to have you here. It's apt that we have, sir, we're going to put on podcast mode for just a second. It's apt that we have both you in today because it is vital to go through some of the incidents and happenings of recent weeks, of which you both were involved with. But let's look and have a bit of a reflection on how things finished up last year and how you felt the season went for you in season 3. Mormick, you had intended when we last spoke or when we done the questions before that you were going to hope to double your points for the second half of the season. It turns out you far exceeded that points tally and you started accumulating points rather regularly and massively near the end. Were you happy the way it went in the end?
Yeah, I did. I was very happy. Very happy, I have to say.
Yeah. And we've seen, and Vern yourself, your second half of the season, probably similar. You kind of have a little bit of a late push.
The season went alright. Kind of towards the end of the season, had me on kind of distractions off the PlayStation that kind of I wasn't getting any practice or concentration was impacted on. But where I started getting me bad name, come back up. But now I had some decent promising podiums and stuff. So overall, I was happy and beat me main rival in Kaiser. So can't complain.
Right. And like everybody else in season 20 or in season 4, we're using the 2022 game. Obviously, there's a lot. This is not just like we're continuing into season 4. This is a whole new ball game. You find yourselves in equivalent cars to what you were in last year. Mick, you've had a win in the first 3 races. How do you feel? How do you feel about getting the first win in wheel to wheel?
Yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed getting the win, but it's a bit of a false win, I think, because Bunty just made a bad decision at the end, which gave me the win. I was delighted about my second place, which I would have got. I think if Bunty had carried on, I defended very well against Blue Gunner. He attacked me for about, I felt like 5-6 laps, and I held him off every single time. Didn't panic. And I just took advantage of Bunty's bad decision to go into the pits with 2 laps to go, and I was happy to take it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you're being a bit kind to Bunty there as well, because he was on the end of his strategy, and you were starting to catch him at that stage in the race. Anyway, you'd knocked 4 of the 6 seconds lead off of him. So there's nothing guaranteed when you're all going to be backed up and you being in the faster car, obviously, that would have guaranteed him the win on any course, other than the fact, obviously, that he's an excellent driver and he's good. Vern, how do you feel like? Yeah, how do you feel? How do you feel? Season 4 has gone for you so far.
Great start, or was a great start because I got a points finish anyway, so I was kind of happy with that. But adjusting to the game has been a lot more difficult to find the traction's a lot looser and stuff, so I struggled with that. So, but apart from that, it's just trying to get grips with the game. So, hasn't been the best, but look, I do very little practice and the caliber of drivers that we've taken in. So, just happy to be a part of it.
Yeah. So, I have here. You'll probably see it. There's about a 10 to 15 second delay between yourselves and myself on live. But I am currently running. I'm looking at the standings as it happens. We have Mormick is in 4th with 25 points with that tremendous win, and well earned, because it was an incredible drive to be in 2nd at that point in the race as well. And Vern, as you say, you got a couple of points early on. There's a lot of guys in and around your area too. There's nobody pulling ahead to any great degree right now. Do you still think you can both make an impact in this season, a significant one at that? We'll go Vern first.
For myself, of course, I think Mick should change his name to More Wins, Mick. It was a great win, and it was never happier for someone to win a race. For myself, I'm happy just to kind of if I can try and score the odd points, I know I'm not going to be the quickest. But like I know you'll touch on it later on regarding the incident with comedian. I'm just going to keep racing, and as long as I'm not way off the pace or blue flagged, if there's someone behind me, I'm going to race, and that's where I'm going to get my enjoyment. And look, if I can get a bit of hard racing, great. If I pick up points, great, and just not to get the wooden spoon.
Yeah, and Mick, there's more wins there to be had realistically, isn't there?
Yeah, I think I told you before. I'm very confident on about 3 or 4 tracks. They really suit me. They probably suit the car that I'm driving. That's probably why, you know. The long straights like Mexico is one of my favorites. I like Portugal. I like China. Just tracks like that I can get
Hands
ahead
off
on
China.
the main. Huh?
Hands off China. That's my track.
I know it's a good track, isn't it? But when it comes to the season, you know, I don't think I'll be, you know, going for the championship or anything like that. But I'm confident of getting some podiums. All right, yeah.
Yeah. So if somebody's going to be dethroning Budge, I feel like you're going to have something to say in that on who does, you know, because you are going to be taking points from those guys who, if it's not going to be you personally, certainly going to be taking points and wins from guys who potentially could, which actually might leave Budge more of a chance of actually retaining a fourth in a row if he swaps cars with you after week 8. It's not the full team Knockos and Co here at the moment, but Spider-Man has a question here. He says, "Who's the number 1 driver, and does Vern believe he has his braking points correct?"
First of all, Knockout, since he got to pick the team name, and obviously he can actually drive the car proper, he's the number 1 driver. Not that I ever had a say in even the team name, but regarding the braking points, look, we had one instance, maybe 2 instances towards the end of last season where concentration was elsewhere. So it wasn't, if you look over the whole season, the instance I was involved in, it just got magnified because it's Budge who loves to kind of cry the most of anyone. But now look, my breaking points, there's nothing. They're aggressive, they're competitive. But those 2 instances, Brazil and I can't remember where the other was, Spa, I think it might have been. Look, yes, they were completely myself at fault, but lack of concentration.
Right. So I think it's about time, because we've got about 6 minutes left before we get into it. This is going to take some discussion from everybody involved here. But you can probably see the clip repeating on the screen right now of the incident in Monza that rang through for an entire week of debate. Now, I just to give some other people who haven't been involved in the debates or the talks or whatever you want to call it, we have established that there was no rule here that was broken. That is as far as, and both you guys are on the review team, although Vern, you would have abstained, obviously, because you were involved. But would you call what happened on track last week between yourself and Chameleon in the best part ethical?
No. Ethical, definitely not, no. It goes against pure racing etiquette, in my opinion, and the rules of Formula 1.
So what should he obviously got the 3 seconds for the corner cut, because that was quite blatant, obviously, and that is punishment for such a thing. You know, obviously that there's no more you can do for that. What do you think should have also happened in that case then, in this particular incident, as we see it play over and over?
Well, like in any incident where illegal overtake, he should have handed back the position. Yes, he was the faster car. Yes, he'll claim we weren't racing, but I will always maintain, if there's a car behind me and I'm not being blue flagged and not potentially teammate, I will be defending it. Now, the thing is, I was giving him the corner. I don't have trust in this game because of the traction, so I've been extra careful this season. So, I think he definitely should have handed the position back. And we actually spoke about it offline on Sunday, had a visit over to the comedian cave where it was discussed at length. So,
right.
He goes, at the end of the day, he goes, this is wheel-to-wheel rules, not Formula 1 rules. We all know, well, myself and yourself definitely know him from the personal perspective. Governance is everything to him. So, look, I don't think there was malice in it. I just think his interpretation was completely off. And I think anyone else but myself, being a sibling, I think that position would have been handed back. And he kind of admitted that, look, if that was Bunty who was racing, he might have actually handed it back.
Absolutely. I think, and I think the seeing, personally, I think, you know what, look, I get it. I know what's happened. He was seeing a podium all day long here, possibly even a win if he could have done things right. He obviously got the 3 second penalty, but as you say, he's a competitive guy, and this is what he does. We do have a comment here that says it's the cleanest move I've ever seen him make, which is good. But I will say, in regards to yourself, you were quite reserved there because you didn't turn into it, seeing what was developing in the corner and the overshot. You held back a little bit there.
Yeah, I knew he was coming down. He probably had the DRS. He had the speed on me, and I was like, look, as I said, I don't have full trust in this game as of yet with the traction. So like, I'm not going to do anything stupid where I know I wasn't directly racing him anyway.
Right.
So look, I'm not going to do anything stupid. I don't try and do anything stupid. But look, I'm going to maintain competitiveness that in the event of a safety car coming out, I could keep that position. And overall, I think it was Wynot that was ahead of him. I think he pulled. Wynot maybe got 2 or 3 seconds ahead of him because I was holding him up.
Yeah.
And that's where my impact may be in the season, that I potentially impacts race finishes as well, but was not being illegal, like we're holding up under blue flags or anything like that.
Well, I will say this, and we'll get to Mick now in just a second. I will say this, like, we've seen with other drivers, example, Major Jam in season 3, that if you get used to it, you get yourself settled, you keep it clean, you do the right things, and you're careful, and you get very, very little penalties. There's a lot of progress to be made very, very quickly. So this could see you, in the car that you're in, having an impact at some stage mid-season once you get the grips with it.
I wouldn't say as much. I don't put the grind or the practice in as much. Typically, I probably log in about halfway each week, get a bit of practice, and then try and see a few practice starts and see what the strategies are like and what the tyre fields is pretty much as I go.
Right.
This week, of course, I got an hour in yesterday as well, so if you might get a little bit more out of me today.
Very good, very good. And Mick, we obviously have had a new rule come in to prevent this type of thing happening again. As you say, it wasn't a rule break. It's clear he was well within his rights to take the risks that he took.
Yeah.
But you would probably like to see less of that going forward in wheel to wheel, of course, would you?
Oh, definitely. It's terrible to see.
Yeah.
Like as Varian said, there's an etiquette in every sport, and that's just it's not against the rules, but it just doesn't look great.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't look great. I didn't like it at all when I seen it.
Right. Well, I think whatever about what's gone on and what's happened, I think we're happy now that we've noticed this thing, and that going forward this shouldn't theoretically be an issue ever again, because it was discussed previously. Am I correct?
Yeah, last season I think it was. Yeah, with Budge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Paul Ricard. The track was done there.
Yeah.
And it was. I believe it was left out on the idea that etiquette would come into it and people would hand it back, right? So.
Yeah.
That's probably the disappointing part of it. But now I suppose we're fortunate. We're going to prevent that from happening again. Look, lads, it is 4 minutes to race time, so I'm going to let you get set up. Going to get you to do there. I'm going to I'm going to move over, and we're going to discuss a few things. I want to wish you the very best of luck in the race today, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Thanks, Meeps.
Cheers,
right.
Meeps.
Thanks for joining us. Take care,
Cheers,
fellas. Okay, folks. Yes, Sully, the position wasn't handed back, and I think it was, in fairness to him, out of frustration. He was running. He was really racing. He was actually racing Vern in this case, because Vern, although he had another stop to make, he's going to be in this card in this place. You are looking at stuff like what happened with Perez and the like, where he let Verstappen get back into the race by influencing stuff around him. He isn't required to pull over and let him by, and the frustration clearly got to The frustration clearly got to Chameleon, and when he ran through like he did, he decided that obviously I'm on for a podium here. I'm going to keep going. So yes, whilst ethically difficult to digest, it won't happen again. And there were no rules broken technically, but the position that the position that Chameleon getting third on the grid got still stands, and legally so, as it turns out. Um, I I think a lot of people he did. I would say yes, ethically he did, but I think we all understand from where that comes, or where it came from. So I mean, you'll see. What would you say? You're going to see. You're going to see some issues, and you're going to see stuff like that. I would be of the same opinion. I would have personally handed the position back regardless. I'd have been, because there's always going to be that question mark. Not legally a question mark, but ethically a question mark. And it did bring up the debates amongst the wheel-to-wheel faithful. But I think we've all kind of come to that stage where we're saying ethically this is where it's at, but obviously on the other side of it, no rules were technically broken. Won't be happening again, thankfully. He should have cut turn 3 to overtake him. You know what? Maybe so, but then we're getting into dangerous territory there, to say the least, to say the very least. Let's go and have a look at what we should expect today as we come around the Hungary ring. This is a very, very quick lap, but at the same time, I'm in. I think I'm in. Boom, boom, boom. Sorry, folks, just 1 second. You can have a look at what the. Oh yeah, I'm in. I'm a spectator. Great. Beat him at his own game. Yeah, it was questionable. As you see here, there was the discussion and talk of as a mailman was robbed. Robbed. I get it. The main, as you said, the main overtaking zone here really is down into turn 1, and when you come around turn 1 through turn 2 and 3, on the second DRS zone, if you had the DRS and you make the turn before turn, or to make the pass before turn 1, you get the assistance of the DRS in the second zone as it comes around. So yeah, look, there we are. We are good to go. We will go live to the stream. This is where it's at. Everybody's in, and we are 3, 2, 1, and ready to go live. Guys, thanks very much for joining us pre-race. I think we discussed some stuff there. It was great to see or hear Mormick in. Very confident in himself, but let's be fair about it as well. Although he's confident, he's also humble, saying that he may have not have deserved it. I don't think there's one person on the grid who was any less happy for him to win, or anyone who, I don't think anybody but himself would actually say, hey, I didn't deserve this. Maybe it was Bunce's mistake rather than my driving. The truth is that it's mistakes that sometimes hand wins to all the best people on the planet as they're driving. I think it's very I don't think he's got anything to be worried about. It was fully deserved, and he was driving like a bat out of hell, and he kept a very, very fast blue gunner behind him for 2 or 3 laps. He used the he used the ERS exactly where he should have, sparingly and well, a little bit just before the straights to get him a good exit from the corners, and he'd done it so well. It was just incredible to watch what was the evolution of a driver who is now making an impact in this league on a serious level. It was absolutely fantastic to see it. So let's see, we get this stuff up. We are now in we are now in quali, as we don't have anybody out yet. But here is a Red Bull. Who is the Red Bull? I would say that is the Red Bull of Vern, if I'm correct. It sure is. Let's go with Vern. Thank you, Vern, for joining us pre-race. Absolutely fantastic to have you in. We will follow you around as you come around. And who's that coming out behind him? Looks like the Alpine, possibly of Mailman, who's known for getting out early. Did Bunsey up ahead, is he? Why not see everybody getting out now? But anyway, was Welsh Wizard out earlier? Oh, Welsh Wizard's well ahead. Let's follow Welsh Wizard around as he comes round through and towards this this very fast chicane, or this very slow chicane, I should say. Maybe fast if they decide to go straight through it, like was done. But they also may have to give that right back if they're making a pass at the time. It's an interesting development in the wheel-to-wheel rules, and it is Welsh Wizard who is first out on track, with Vern following up, only a couple of turns behind. Let's see how this goes. So it is now coming around the final corner onto the home straight, and we will see how this goes for Welsh Wizard as he comes down around. Good to have you all in. Thank you very much for the comments and the questions. We put them to the guys every week if you're in. As Welsh Wizard comes down around turn 3, and there's the Haas of Budge, I think it is, coming around there. He's staying off track out of the way for Welsh Wizard, who's on a flying lap. K Flemo also on a flying lap now too. Vern also. So we will see. It is sorry, I beg your pardon. Welsh Wizard followed by Vern, followed by K Flemo. Major Jam also now on his fast lap. There is a very well taken chicane there. Oh, and that's gone one wide, and he's not invalidated because he's followed the rules by coming back on track the way he should. But that's going to slow him down significantly. Is he going to push right to the end? Look, he's used all the ERS up to now. He's down to 22%. He's still valid. Very fast sector there, obviously because he's the first one to complete it under a fast lap. And as he comes down towards the final corner and around, we will see what he sets as a banker. And Vern is out. Vern has put it in a wall or something. Let's see. Welsh Wizard of 119 is flat. And then we had K Flemo, I believe, as he comes around the second to last corner. And Vern is in a wall somewhere. He is out of quali. What a start. Bunsey sets a 118 flat, a full second ahead. And I said that Welsh Wizard had, but K Flemo doesn't improve on the 119 flat. But Bunsey lightning quick in his first. And there is the Why Not See around on the straight, as we have Big Knocko setting a 119.3, Angry Chameleon setting a 118.3, and Major Jam the first into the 117s. Another excellent banker lap by and Is a Heroes has made an appearance. Is a Heroes now 118.3, just ahead of his Mercedes counterpart. Again, these guys are not in the same. I beg your pardon. These guys are not in the same team, constructors team. They are, although they're in the same Mercedes, they are not on the same team. Let's see who else is on a lap. Kaiser going somewhere. Budge coming around the final corner. Here we go. And he is going to set a 118.1 in the Haas. That's an incredible speed banker by Budge in the Haas. And he isn't going to go again because he has no ERS left. Let's see who else is out. Elite Carbon also in the Haas. He is in sector 2. He is currently coming down around turn 6 and 7 and 8, I beg your pardon, in that chicane. Here we go. Go. Oh my goodness. As let's see, as he comes down through sector 3, he's on 105 as he comes around the second to last corner. He is a little off the pace, is he? No, he's made it quick. Here he is around, and he's 114, 115, 116, 117. Not off the pace at all. He is right in behind Budge on a 118.3 with a Budge, as I said, a 118.1. So he's up to fourth. Let's see, Rhinosaurus has set a time of 119.3. Mormick a 121. He's likely to vastly improve on that before. A 150 for Why Not as he spun, as we saw, on that straight. Mormick will head back into the pits. He sure is. Rhinosaurus likely to do the same once he gets down around. He is plus 2 seconds on this lap. Who else is on? Elite Carbon. Is he going again? Is he down on his time in sector 2? Let's see what he is. 40. Ooh, round into sector 3. He is behind, is he? Looks like he's behind. He's a long way back, I think. Yeah, he's 4 seconds down his time. He's coming back in. Major Jam. He's on 3 laps. And he has improved on that lap. He is 1:17.8. He improves by 1/10 approximately. Bunsey still second with his 1:18.0. And it looks like we're in all except for the Kaiser. Kaiser, who is due to join us along with other people today, but he will be joining us at a later stage. Look at this. Kaiser in that beautiful, beautiful Red Bull. Looking to set a decent time as he come down through sector 1. That's the first 27 seconds as he went through sector 1. He is in the second fastest car on track today. He is in the second fastest thing on today, track on today. Let's see. 56 seconds as he comes down to sector 3. He is looking at a mid-18s, I think, if Is a Hero is anything to go by. 110 as he comes down towards the final corner, 112, 113, round 114, 115. He's going to be in the 118s for sure. 118.6, mid 118s, absolutely great cracking banker for Kaiser in that Red Bull. Who else is on the lap? Let's go find out. Looks like we have another Major Jam no, that would be the other one, Supreme Bio, 119.2. He has improved there, I think. He's just coming on his lap now. K Flemo, is he there? He is down almost 2/10 on his time. He's going to need to do a little bit better than that. But that is sector 1. 2/10 down in sector 1, or sector 2, I beg your pardon. So he's coming, he's going to jump maybe one position as it happens. He maybe jump Welsh Wizard, who we saw 119 flat. He hasn't been able to improve on that as yet. He's coming in. He's thinking he's going to get a new set of boots and come back out and go again. Let's see what we got. Is a Hero, an Angry Chameleon there. And Is a Hero setting a faster lap, obviously. Budge and Elite Carbon. So, sector 3, he's coming around. Budge, let's see, follow the 3-time champion Budge. As he comes down around, he is going to go on a flyer. That wasn't his fast lap. This is going to be his fast lap. He did go out on a lap. Angry Chameleon vastly improving to a 118 flat. As we see Bunsey replace Major Jam at the top, and Mayo Man first and third only changed by 0.08 of a second. The very fast Mayo Man, Major Jam, and Bunsey all in the 117.8. Let's see if Budge can improve on his 118 flat as he comes down around through sector 2 and into this here where he thinks it's probably, if you don't validate, it's worth doing, right? Oi, oi, oi. There we go. Budge coming down around into sector 3, and he is looking like he's pushing hard here. Is he going to improve? He is 4/10 down through sector 2. Budge loving this track and loving the setup he's on right now as he comes down and around the second to last turn. Down and around. Is he going to set? Oh, look at this. This is going to be fantastic time by Budge. He hasn't invalidated. He's come down around. What is he going to set? 1:17.6. He goes top. What a stonking time by Budge in that Haas. Is the champ back? I think he may very well be. Is this the start of his push? He is now on pole as it stands with his second run. Wow. What an absolute stonking time by Budge in that Haas. He has not enjoyed the Haas car thus far as we have it. We have a very slow carbon here, and we did have somebody else around spinning again on the home straight. Was that an Is It Hero or was that a Chameleon? Possibly a Chameleon. I don't know. Budge looked like somebody was around as Budge came down there. Don't know what happened. Rory Drain into the top 6 with that 1:18.3. The times are starting to plummet. Why not see the only one yet not really to put in a competitive time? Mormick to 1:19.2. He's going to get competitive now as well. This is not ideal for him. That's going to be an invalidation from Rory Drain as he backs out of that lap. It's 14 seconds up for Is a Hero. Who's ahead of him? It looks like we have the Ferrari of Mormick. Yes, we do. Mormick is going to go again. Is he? He sure is. He's going to go again. Full down. He's letting Is a Hero go. Or sorry, I beg your pardon. Elite Carbon go. And nobody behind Mormick as we have it. We watch these two guys go around as they come down around. It is. Let's see where he stands. Will he improve on his time? Absolute stonking time by Budge to displace Bunsey at the top. All the top runners now starting to fall into the 1:17s so Mormick is down by 1 second. It's likely he is going in this time. I can't imagine he'll go again on those 2-lap old softs. Elite Carbon. Is he down on his time as he comes around into sector 3? Let's have a look. We'll stay with him if he is. Iron Man and Blue Gunner still to set a time. What's going on with these guys? Have they just not got a lap in them? Or Elite Carbon, let's see what he's looking like. He's in sector 3. Didn't catch if he was ahead or behind. Is he going in or is he going around? Looks like he's going around. He must be ahead. He's 1:10, 1:12, 1:13 as he comes around the final corner. What's his time? 1:16, 1:17, 1:17.8. The two Haas's are in the top 4. What an incredible time by him. Welsh Wizard, is he going to improve? Look at these guys. They're like there's racing going on here. What in the name of God is going on there? 2 seconds up as he comes through sector 1. Is that Supreme and him messing there? I'm not going to lie, lads. Don't start acting the mick out on track, especially since this is now a live session. 1:18.6 for Kaiser as he jumps up to 9th. Chameleon coming around again. Is he coming through sector 1? Is he up on his time? He is plus 5/10 or 500ths, I beg your pardon. Half a tenth up. Slower. I beg your pardon. Still there. He's not going to. I think he's going to maybe build up and go again next time. Yeah, he's definitely building up the Euros. So let's see. Elite Carbon is working his way back to the pits. We will see if Mayo Man comes out and goes another run on it. Angry Chameleon is now down half a tenth. Half a tenth will bring him. It won't move him up, and it won't bring him up above Mayo Man, who was two full tenths ahead of him. Is he going to go again? Looks like Chameleon is going to cross the line at a 1:17.8. What a stonking second or final sector. He improved massively there. Also up into 1:17.8. That is second through 7th in the 1:17.8. What a time. Chameleon second of those 1:17.8. But Budge still 1:17.6. The leader in this. So this is Bunsey Is he going to make a push for that pole position once again? He doesn't want to be battling an angry Budge. Oh, knockouts. I apologize, knockouts. I am going to apologize live on stream to you. I did not see your message. I'm going to send you. We will get you in here next week for sure. And a very, very happy birthday to the little one. Bunsey is down by 4/100ths of a second. That is about 25% of what he needs to bypass Budge. About 30%, I beg your pardon. Okay. Let's see how this lap goes. As he comes down around through sector 3. Sorry folks, I am just I'm maintaining a live stream here. So I am just trying to make sure everything is in order. And he gets it. 1:17.5, knocking Budge off the top from getting his first podium of the year. What a stonking time. Will Budge reply? That is the question. Is there any more left in it for Budge? Has he got it? He is making his way around. He is in sector 3. He is just going to be one of the last to cross the line as he comes down around the second to last corner. We also have here's Major Jam, who's making a push. He's at 1:14 and he's getting a toe from Budge as he goes 1:18.1. So now he's getting a toe. Oh no, it's not Budge, I beg your pardon. That is Mayo Man, is it? No. Rory Drain? No. It's somebody else. Anyway, Major Jam, is he going to go again? He doesn't have a whole lot of ERS. So if he's going to make a push, he's not going to have the ERS. He's not going to be doing it with the ERS. That looks like it's one of the Williams there ahead of him. Major Jam is now down 1 and 1.2 tenths. That's incredible stuff. So let's see where Budge, who is ahead. He is plus 1/100th of a second, almost 2/200ths of a second. Can he improve in the final sector? This is his final run for it. Bunsey's in. He is looking at this with interest. This is where he needs. Oh, look at that. Mayo. Oh! What in the name of God was that? Budge has DNF'd. Who in the name of God was that? That's ridiculous. That was Kay Flemo who was around, and Budge came around, flying around there, lashing into him. We saw that live on stream. Budge is out of this, and Kay Flemo gets a grid penalty. That puts him at the back of the grid. Who else is out? Elite Carbon. Elite Carbon jumps up above Budge on that final push with a 1:16.9. Bunsey up to 1:15. Mayo Man. Major Jam has gone into the pits. Supreme Bio is coming around. He is plus 16 seconds. So he is just going to see this out. Mormick is coming into the pits. And that, folks, is quali. What an end to this. Mayo Man, flyer. Absolute flyer. Getting pole position in that Alpine of his. I have to imagine there's going to be a bit of a review on that for K Flemo blocking a guy on a flying lap who's trying to get pole. Budge finds himself in 4th as a result of not being able to finish that lap. I don't think I saw K Flemo get a 5-place grid penalty. Did Budge get one too, folks? Did anybody else see that? Ouch. What an end to this qualification. I don't blame if K Flemo clearly lost the thing on track, but obviously Budge running into him there as he came around. Fastest man on track so far today is Mayo Man in that Alpine. People feel, as we saw in the commentary earlier, that Mayo Man was absolutely robbed of a podium last week. Absolutely robbed blind. But folks, that is not always the way. Oh, sorry, beg your pardon. We will run through them now. So Mayo Man gets first pole position. Bunsey gets second with Elite Carbon in third. Budge in fourth after that. Crash is a Hero in fifth. Angry Comedian in sixth. Major Jam in seventh. Blue Gunner in eighth. Supreme Bio in ninth. Rhonosaurus in 10th. Rory Drain in 11th. Kaiser Gunner, Welsh Wizard, More Mick making up 12 through 14. Then it's Kay Flemmo who will go to the back of the grid. Then Knockos, Why Not See, Vernie Vern, and Ironman who did not set a time. Sorry, and nor did Vernie Vern because he crashed out too. That is qualification. Wow, what a finish to this race. Oi, oi, oi. That is this race started. And that's the way things will line up at the start of this race. Sorry, folks. I am trying to get some stuff done as well. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Welcome in now. Welcome in. We are good to go. Apologies once again to my good man, Big Knockos. I only saw your message there, man. Apologies for that. We will give you a special intro and showing next week if you are about. Oi, oi, oi. That was us. That was the start of this race. Excuse me. As it happens, or sorry, that was the start. That was qualification, and obviously before we had the interviews with Mormick and Vernie Vern. If you didn't get to see that and you're only joining us now, when this goes up on YouTube on the Meeps Champ Gaming, if you want, if you would be so kind, get up there, up there. I beg your pardon, up there. Scan that QR code, and you will be able to go to the YouTube channel. Give us a like, a follow, all the usual stuff. We would much appreciate it. That is what gets us out there. That is what gets us out there indeed. We would really appreciate it if you would do that for us. Let me see. Boom, boom, boom. It is time. What was it? Yeah. Have we got another glitch? Please, to the love of God, do not be glitched again. Mailman was robbed. Well, he may make amends for it this week. He is fastest man in quali. He starts on pole position, and he's the one that will probably give Bunsey a run for his money. Budge up there too in fourth. We have seen the champ return, I think. He is starting to get a feel for it, and he is making an effort to retain that championship. He's not letting it go by any stretch of the imagination. Looks like himself and Chameleon, who are Team Braun Cocktail, are looking to, we heard earlier, are looking to retain or get to second in the championship as it stands. Let's have a look at the standings as it happens. And there is the incident we discussed earlier also on the video playback as we go. So, yeah, Budge in 9th currently on 13 points. And Comedian on 25 in 6th position. Let's rejoin the action on the live stream. And Mailman just flying ahead, no bullshit kind of lead lap here. I think he's going to get this win if it's the last thing he does. He has been threatening to win all year. He has been there and thereabouts. But for last week, Mayo Man would have been the only person to have been on every podium in season 4 thus far. But that was denied by about, I want to say about 4/10. Okay, we are good to go. Following Mailman now as he warms up the tires coming around the final sectors here, into sector 3 almost. It is good to have everybody in. If you would be so kind, give us a like, a subscribe, all the usual stuff. And up there, scan that QR code at the very top corner and get onto all the wheel-to-wheel championship Discord and also all the other socials for myself, Meeps, and wheel-to-wheel in general. Much appreciated, folks. Much appreciated. Also, as I said, if you didn't see it, if you're watching this back after the fact, still give us a like and a follow. But also, we did also have interviews with uh, our man Mick, who won in week 2 and in Zandvoort, and we have Mayo Man Budge. Everybody's been disqualified out front. K Flem was at the back. It wasn't no moving for Budge in fourth. But yeah, it looks like we're all set and ready to go. And I'm looking to get a better view than this for sure. As we get away. And that's an incredible getaway by Bunsey. But it's closed off by the Mayo Man in the Haas. And is there any action going into the first corner? Because this is a tight right-hander. Everybody around cleanly there, it looks like. We have Rhonosaurus who's plummeted back. Kaiser Gunner who's plummeted back. And more Mick. And also Rory Drain. Oh my, that's big time fall back for them. Mormick is back up to 15th. We are watching the leader as it happens right now. So, as it happens, Elite Carbon with an absolutely massive jump. Budge drops 5 positions to 9th. Champ is getting beat on the first lap. Welsh Wizard up 5 positions. Knockos up 5 positions. Vernie Vern up 5 positions. And Supreme Bio up 4 in 5th, up from 9th. What an incredible start. But Mayo Man is leading this race, the top 3 as it was, and is a hero making a push also. He is up to 4th in that Mercedes. Angry Chameleon has been jumped, it looks like, by Supreme Bio. Okay, and as we come around, we will see where everybody lies. And it looks like Budge is going to be staying in 9th, yeah, definitely. And Welsh Wizard is now above him. Oh, and there's a great ding-dong battle between the two McLarens, and Major Jam retains his spot ahead of Supreme Bio, and Supreme Bio doesn't get the switch back. Look at how close everything is. Everybody in DRS zone, all the way back to Big Knockos in 10th. This is going to be some race. Supreme Bio already with a 3-second time penalty, and also the same for Rhonosaurus. Wow! And K Flemo is into the pits. Is that the end of his race? No, he's back out. New set of boots and a new wing, I assume. After whatever was going on. Mayo Man, the distance between himself and Bunsey at this stage is negligible. Bunsey may make a push on this lap to make the overtake on the final straight. Budge is getting by Welsh Wizard here as he comes around through the second to last corner. Absolutely cleanly taken there, and he's making that stick. He sure is. He's now on the back of his teammate, Angry Chameleon. It is Team Braun Cocktail in 7th and 8th. They're going to need to push up a bit more as it happens if they wish to do better. Major Jam making a push now up into 4th position. Let's get on to we have had the positions there. Let's get onto the tires. We have Major Jam and Is a Hero on the soft tires. Interesting start. We have the first 3 guys on hards. The 3 guys leading this race on hards. If there is no safety car within the first few laps, it is absolutely going to be a great push for them. They have the choice of stopping like going hard medium or hard soft in this game, I believe. It is a hard push to go hard soft, but that's obviously what the top 5 are thinking. Whilst the guys on the mediums are thinking they can go. They may be on under safety car for a while. they could go maybe hard, medium hard, or if they get long enough on the medium soft. It is a difficult one to do though. Oh, and we have Is a Hero round on the second to last corner. That is crazy bad for him. He's going to probably go into the pits here if he can. No, he's going to stay out. He's going to stay out. He's going to take a chance on those. But he is all the way back to second to last, and he spins again as it happens. And there is the Ferrari of Mormick. Oh, and Is a Hero dead end up going back, and he goes back on the track and into the pits. I don't know how legal that was, but let's not say much about it. Oh, so that's, I beg your pardon, that is Aaron, man. That is not Mormick at all. Who is it? Mormick is up chasing down Why Not See in 13. Why Not See and Mormick in 13 and 14. 2 winners in season 3 this year so far. Shows you the level of competition going on all the time. Some guys who, oh, and there is Why Not See who's after jumping up. Oh, who the hell is dropping back now? We have a crawler. It looks like, is it? Is it Rhonosaurus? Who the hell was crawling there? Was it Kaiser? I don't know what happened there, but Why Not is jumping up. Oh, and we have Welch Wizard around also. Budge back up to 7th, getting back some of those positions that he's lost early on in the race. Lightning quick and quali. This guy may make a push in this yet. He is on the hard, so he has got a lot of options as this race will develop. So long as there are no safety cars before lap 15, I want to say, maybe lap 17, there's a lot of options open to Budge starting on those hards. He can go hard, medium, and with the one stop easily. And he will be on the faster tire as this race comes to an end. Major Jam probably looking to do something in the region of 10 laps on those and going hard for the rest of it, maybe. But that is a hard ask in this race. These guys, look at them go, and Major Jam making a push here. Look at how close these guys are, all within less than 8/10 the first 4 guys. And it looks like I'm having issues with the online servers, as it turns out. And what has happened? Oh, it looks like we've all been kicked. Oh my God. Everybody has been kicked out of the session. Oh, Mother of Divine Christ, this game keeps on going. This is the game that keeps on giving. Oh, fuck me. Mailman officially getting the walk out onto the podium after 4 laps. That's an incredibly frustrating end. I wonder, does my max bet on a new winner to win the race stand now? Wow, that is huge. This is the game that keeps on giving. Oh my, Rhonosaurus, everybody was kicked out of the session. Oh, Mother of Divine Christ, and it is now 20 past 10 in the afternoon, or in the evening, in the nighttime, and it looks like we have to start all over again. This game is severe, and apparently more things were fixed this week. Wow. Ouch. That's a big oof. That was a big oof. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We are likely to get another invite to the game, needless to say. But that was a big oof. We are now back to square one, despite what has happened. Despite what has happened, we are going to have to begin this race all over again, it would seem. Let's see if we have any notifications to join. 38 minutes ago, so no new ones yet. Is that the end of this race tonight? Are we rejoining this? Are we postponing this race as a result of what happened? Or are we going to begin all over again? I just, this game was apparently fixed. We're on version 1.11 now, 1.11, and we are still dealing with this bullshit. I've never seen a whole lobby being kicked out before, but my God, did we ever. As it happens, today's stream is brought to you by Blood Bowl team manager, Spartacus, the game, and Pan Am. Excellent game. This one's out of print, but if you can get a copy, I highly recommend it. It is an incredible game, and the other two are highly recommended board games. If you have any questions, board game or F1 related or wheel to wheel related, be sure to get them into the comments. Leave the comments after the fact as well. If you're watching this back, make comments on the video. I do go in and look at the comments and answer them if I can. And if there's something I can't answer straight away, yes, I see that, Bunsey. Thank you. Yeah, see that. Are we starting again? Yes, if you want anything dice, board game, F1 or wheel to wheel related or Meeps related, if you're even interested, get them into the comments and I will deal with them at a later stage. I will answer them live on the next live stream that I have once I get the answers for you. If I can't answer them straight away. But I'll also bring them up in the next stream. Okay, so we're going again. Bunsey has said we are going again. Is it I wonder, is just a custom grid, obviously. So all that happened in the first 4 or 5 laps in this, unbelievable. Yes, I absolutely wholeheartedly agree, Bunsey, with that statement. What a fuck of a game, Bunsey says. I wholeheartedly agree. With that statement. Apparently, as I said, we had another update this week. Apparently, more things fixed. As it turns out, not so. More issues that never that weren't actually issues in the first instance. So let me see. It looks like we're going again. We will get back to it when that happens. Let's have a look once again what this track looks like from the air as we go around. This is what you're used to seeing. Sorry folks, just fixing there. I'm just putting it on a loop so it goes around again. Very, very fast track. I'd say about a 1:17.6 kind of. Formation lap off for the restart. Much appreciate the info, folks. That is your update, direct from Bunsey the man. He saying here that we won't have a four. God, we have to go through friends and everything now. Holy feck. Oh, let's see. Now, looks like I'm in. Looks like I am in. More people in. everybody gathering in the lobby for Hungary version 2. I just wonder, does my bet still stand now that essentially Mailman was walking out onto the podium there. Folks, there is the lap in Hungary. Let's also look at what was the incident that was discussed earlier with Vern and Mormick. This is it here. This is Vern defending against Chameleon down the pit straight in Monza, and questionable moral move is, I think, what we decided upon. As Chameleon just decided to cut that there and not give back the position, only having a 3-second penalty for said move. Don't want to change my caption setting, I just want everything else to be fine. There we have it though. As it turns out, as you see there, Mayo for Jam is leading this championship constructors. That is Mayo Man and Major Jam on a team. And then we have Team Bungun, Team Not Supreme, and Braun Cocktail setting out the thing, saying that they're going to go from 4th to 2nd in this constructors championship. We have last week's race. First first was Why Not, Major Jam in 2nd, and Chameleon in 3rd after setting the pole lap, getting pole position for the first time this season. Mayo Man in 4th, the highly contested thing there with Mayo Man, as we said, that move benefiting Chameleon to the tune of staying on a podium. But yeah, then we had Bunsey, Elite Carbon, Kaiser, Budge, Rory Drain, K Flemo, Griffin, Blue Gunner, Griffin with the fastest lap but finishing outside the top 10. Then we had Blue Gunner, Vern is a hero, Knockos, Welsh Wizard, and Supreme Boyo, who is still finding his feet or his wheels in Season 4 and this new game. That leaves the standings with Bunsey up on 47 points. Mailman very close behind on 46. Major Jam also making a push, continuing on from last year on 40. Mormick on 25 and Why Not See on 25. Those points for both those guys all coming from their wins with absolutely no chance or no other points in any other race so far, but showing what they're capable of. And Chameleon, his points are all made up of points finishes. Griffin on 23, Blue Gunner on 18, with Budge on 13, the lowest of his first 3 starts in a wheel-to-wheel championship, I would say. I stand to be corrected. Welsh Wizard in 10th, Rory Drain on Carbon, and Kaiser on 11 through 13, with Knockos, Vern, Wilfred, K Flemo, Brontosaurus, Supreme Bio, and Is a Hero. The 3 bottom yet to make any impact on the points race thus far. But one good race could send somebody all the way from last up into 10th or even higher. There is only one win total. Yeah, we're restarting again. Are we? Are we leaving this lobby? I'm in a lobby. Just going to ask Mormick. We have Mormick updates here. Are we leaving this lobby? No, it looks like we're readying up. But there's a lot of people on poor connections. Major Jam's looking the worst of them, but I know Major Jam has good internet depending on where he is. And we have had the countdown start as 11 people have readied up, as it turns out. Okay, looks like we're good to go. 9 seconds. So, having looked at that incident between Vern and Chameleon last week and all the other stuff, tell us what you think of Season 4 and that incident in particular thus far. We are back in Hungary and we will begin this race. I'm in that lobby. Looks like we are good to go. I am in a new one, I think. And good luck. Yeah. Lobby glitched. It sure frickin' did. Sure frickin' did. Lobby is open. Okay. Just getting the information as it happens from the servers, the wheel-to-wheel servers. I would fully encourage you to scan that QR code up there and get on to the wheel-to-wheel public server on Discord, where you two can actually talk and converse directly with the drivers in this championship. You will get all the up-to-date information as the championship stands. You can also join me on race nights at 10:15. I'll be streaming from about 9:20 every Wednesday as we bring you the latest and greatest of wheel to wheel. Woo! What a start to this this week 4. We are now 34 minutes past 10, and we are only starting up again, as it turns out. No quali, straight to the championship. No lead out lap, so we will just go straight from the start. Oi, 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 people setting up, people getting ready. The race is about to start in 21 seconds, as you see there on the stream. Yep, Mick confirming there is no formation lap on this time round. It is going to be an interesting one, to say the damn least. Let's see. Sorry, folks, I have just seen something I'm interested in. And here we go. And we're away. We're away. And we already have a Mercedes in the wall, and that is a hero from the get-go. Oh my God, is a hero straight in the wall. Oh, but look at that Mayo man. Elite Carbon Buncy's down to third as Elite Carbon overtakes him. Oh my God, and who's the biggest loser so far? Kaiser, Welsh Wizard, and obviously is a hero. Who's the bigger gainer? Knocko's up 8 positions, Rory Drain up 5. Budge hasn't lost a whole lot. He's only lost 1 position to Angry Comedian net as is a hero goes round. But this is an incredible start to this race. This is a completely different setup altogether. As Elite Carbon now in second, but Mayo Man, the only thing consistent about this championship, is now leading this race once again. Why not see up to 14th, up 2 positions, and we've had some of the same guys around. Mormick now he's up 3 positions. K Flemo up 7 off the start this time. And there is Rory Drain around in the back. Oh my, and Ronosaurus gets a corner cutting penalty. Rory Drain is still around. And oh my God, there's Welsh Wizard around, who he also went around as well. Are they reenacting how this race started last time? Because it certainly seems like that's the way it's going. Vernie Vern making an absolutely lightning quick start in this one. Big Knocko's now up 9 positions to 6th. What a start. Chameleon is up to 3rd. This is going to be incredible. Bunsey losing out massively on this occasion. As it turns out, he is down 2 positions. Both Chameleon and Carbon getting by him. Knocko's now all over the back of, well, not quite that far, but he's getting closer to Budge. He is making a push hard on this time. Major Jam has got a lot of work to do to replicate what it is he done in the start of the last race. He was looking good. He was up on the podium positions at one stage, and he has got it all to do once again, as he is net neutral this time. Big Knocko's now closing down on Budge as only 8 tenths between him and Budge. Budge has fallen out of the DRS zone temporarily from Bunsey, who is now, as we said, back to 4th position. Net position gain from Chameleon of 3 positions. The lobby crashed, and all of a sudden, Chameleon finds himself on a podium position. Wow, the controversy, will it never end? And now he is past Elite Carbon into the first corner. Oh my God, will the controversy ever end? Now he is up to 2nd. He is net 4 positions up as this race continues. But look at the distance that Mayo Man now has at the start. Elite Carbon losing a bit of time there between turn 3 and 4. Absolutely lightning start to this restart from Chameleon as he goes about business. He is now, after cutting 7 tenths off Mayo Man's lead. Look at that as he tracks him down. Chameleon is lightning quick. Let's see how it goes. Budge is up, still in 5th. Bunsey's down to 2, still in 4th. And Knocko's now in the DRS train. There's a DRS train all the way back to 7th. Only Major Jam a little bit back there in the McLaren, the first of the McLarens. All the guys at the back. We have Is a Hero is disqualified from this race. 14 positions down. He is gone. Iron Man is up 1 position, or he's net neutral, I suppose, because it was K Flemo who started from the back. But K Flemo finds himself in 11th after that. Chameleon with the fastest lap on track, and he is making a move now on this first straight. Oh my, this is where he got past Elite Carbon the last time, and it looks like Chameleon is absolutely burning the living shit out of that ERS as he pushes, and Mayo Man is doing everything he can. He is combating with everything he's got. Sector 2, little bit of a yellow flag there. I wonder what that's about. Oh, there is Iron Man as the guys. He has already been lapped as he is around there, as we saw him as we flew by. Supreme Bio was into the pits. Oh my, and Chameleon is all over the back of Mayo Man. This is a different challenge for Mayo Man in the Alpine, as that Mercedes is not nearly as fast, or is not nearly as slow as the Aston of Bunsey. So Chameleon can really make a hard push here. Verdi now up into 7th in this race. What an incredible turnaround of fortunes for him as he is making a huge push. Him and Knocko's up 19 positions between the two of them. 9 and 10 respectively between Knocko's and Vern. And this is another hard push. Look at how fast that Mercedes is as they come around and down into the first corner again. But Mayo Man doing everything that he can. He is burning the damn hell out of everything he's got. And we have another car around, and it looks like we have Major Jam is out of this race. He is DNF with Iron Man. Oh my God, we have what looks like, is that a safety car? I can't see the signs. It is a safety car. Oh my God, who started on the hard tires? Oh, Mayo Man did. That's not going to play well into his, but he does get a respite. He does get respite here. That said, the only people who are on the softs are now out of this race. That means Major Jam's push in this championship is ended in week 4 in a DNF. I wonder what happened there. Oh, Mother of Divine Christ. What an incredible start. This is a completely different. We now have a safety car in the first 5 laps of this race, where before, drive-through penalty for Rhonosaurus as he goes into the pits. We will now join the back of the safety car, and we will see what is going on at the back of the pack. Rhonosaurus, oh sorry, I beg your pardon, he must have got a speeding on the safety car, I beg your pardon. So it is Vern into the pits. What's he going to do? He's giving up a lot of positions here because it is early. Where is he going to go? He's going with the hard tires. He's not going to the end on those, I don't think. 29 laps will leave him in a very compromised position at the end of this race. He doesn't have to stop again. It'll be a hard push. It will be a hard push. Load of fucking bollocks. How about Falloon? Do you want to jump into the chat now? We will get you in as we. Here we go. Let's see. Chat. Let's go out. Let's go out. We will rejoin, folks, in just a moment. We will try and get Falloon in here. Start party. Open party. No, don't open party. Close party. And we want to get in this one. So Falloon, if you can hear, if you are live, jump into that party, because I know you're a part of it. There's Major Jam. And we will get your thoughts on how this race and what happened as it goes on. Falloon or Major Jam joining us. I was up to third before the glitch, and then someone spins on the start and I get a wing damage, and then fuck me. Yeah, okay. Oh, let's see. We are behind the safety car. This is giving Mayo Man a little bit of respite as he can build up that ERS once again. But it also gives all the ERS back to Chameleon in that faster Mercedes. This is an interesting situation that we find ourselves in now. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Major Jam, if you can hear me, jump into that chat that I just started up. If you are watching here. Supreme Bio, at the back where he has been for a lot of this season thus far. We'll try and get Major Jam in here right now. And we are racing again. And a little bit of an advantage there as it happens for Mayo Man as he gets a little bit of extra speed away. But look at the speed already. Elite Carbon already outside the DRS. We won't have DRS for the first 3 laps on the restart. But what a getaway by the 2 front runners. Elite Carbon caught a little bit sleeping. And as it happens, this brings Budge, Knocko's, Blue Gunner as they run close. Run close in the mid pack. It is all. Oh, and there is Why Not See Us. Why Not See Us around. And another bit of a slow start for Why Not See. But everybody all the way, DRS all the way back to Rhinosaurus in 12th position. Bernie Vern on those new tyres. He can go to the end, but theoretically it'll be a tough push for him. Big Knockos, it's all about 5-6 tenths apart right now, but a hell of a go. Let's see if Chameleon is making a push on this lap. He is not using ERS as it happens. Neither is Bumsy or Mayo Man as it happens. But these guys are locked in at the front of the pack. And it looks like Big Knockos has been overtaken by Blue Gunner, who is now done. And Welsh Wizard and Rory Drain in a massive ding-dong battle at the back. Are they side by side coming around here? It is damn close. And there's Supreme Bio, who is looking good too. Oh, as we say. Let's see. Angry Chameleon is pushing Mayo Man around this track. 9 laps down. Angry Chameleon will be stopping first. He will be stopping first. And right now, as it turns out, because they didn't change tyres and all that, as it turns out now, I know. Balloon, he's going back to work. Major Jam has gone back to work. But look at this now. Chameleon in a prime position here. Let's jump on board with Elite Carbon and see how this develops. Oh, look at that. He's a bit squirrely there. Has that left him? DRS is now enabled. Is Chameleon making the push? He isn't. He didn't make the push as he thought. They're about even on the ERS as well. They are neutral at this stage. Maybe at this stage now the hard tyres are coming into their own. This is an incredible turn of events, and it has gotten Mailman some time. It has bought him some time. Angry Chameleon now will fall back further than he would have done before, because ultimately he's going to stop sooner. He is going to stop sooner, and what it means is that because everybody is so backed up after stopping or being on the safety car, Supreme Boy with 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. That is about where it's at for him at the moment, but he is improving since last week. He's going to drop back further. He means he's going to drop right to the back, whereas now Mailman can go further. And if he can open that gap at the front, and Chameleon just overshooting the corner there and losing a ton of time, about half a second he lost there because of that overshoot, missing the braking zone. But because of that, he is vulnerable now to an Elite Carbon attack, although he does have the faster car. Oh, but, look, he's burning some. They're both burning the ERS, but I think Chameleon burned a little bit more there. And there was no gain there by the Haas, but look at the massive gain that Chameleon got there as a result of that. Fastest lap by Rhinosaurus, who finds himself back in last position of the runners at the moment. Green Boyle making a bit of a push up the rankings right now. Chameleon is giving it everything he's got right now. He is the one to watch as we come around. Oh, and look at this. Is he going to do another one? He's... Excuse me. I saw it all happening there. I'm not going to lie. I have to say, I thought we were going to have another chicane cut. Wow, that was a hell of a gamble. And it puts Elite Carbon all over the back of him too. He had to brake hard after having to back out of it. But my God, this is close now. Chameleon has to worry about Elite behind him as much now as Mayo Man has with Chameleon. As it comes around, the Elite Carbon finds it difficult to get a great exit out of that final corner. But look at this, look at the speed. Chameleon looking to defend, or Mayo Man defending the inside. And Chameleon braking late and hard, and that's where he's just losing a bit of the time, I think. Just a little bit. He's hard, he catches right up, but then he goes back again. This is an incredible run. Look at this, more make up into 9th in the points again. Everybody between 1st and almost 12th, I want to say, up to 10th, 11th. is in a DRS train. Just 1 second is the max outside there between those positions. This is an incredible race. Not as close this time going round. Given he's just basically trying to force Mailman into a mistake. And to be honest, Mailman has absolutely been flawless this year so far. And it's K Flemo around and into the wall again. All that good work virtually undone. Budge is in 5th. He is on that DRS train. Look, he's looking, and there is Comedian running well wide, it looks like. He is. Was that Comedian? It must look like Comedian, but look at this. Look at this train. And then we have Blue Gunner right on the back of him too. Budge making its team. Look at this. He's making a run of it. 25%. And beautifully cut off there by Mailman. How is Mailman? They are both burning the living shit out of that ERS. This is an incredible race. We are 13 laps down. Comedian going to be stopping soon as it happens. K Flemo into the pits there, and we are having a ding-dong battle by Rory Drain and Supreme Boy out the back. Why Not See is struggling. He is not enjoying it like he did last week in Monza. Big Knockout's 3-second time penalty up in 7th. He is running about where he was. He's had an incredible start to this race as well. What an absolutely phenomenal day. So we're having a bit of a stretch out now. Blue Gunner is giving Budge all this stretch. Angry Chameleon is all over the back here. I'm afraid to leave this because this is the most important battle on track as it happens. But also, Chameleon runs into the back of him. That was a little tap there. He is braking late, and he is running up, and he's likely to do himself more damage there than Mailman. But Mailman, potentially, if he gets tapped like that, I've seen it used as a tactic elsewhere. I'm not suggesting it's what Chameleon is doing, but Chameleon could concede. Oh, he's now a lot closer, and he's 9% ERS, but they're both derating now. And look at this. Elite Carbon is holding on, but he has still got 50% ERS, so he is playing the waiting game. Maybe he's thinking, let these guys duke it out ahead of me. I will pounce once they don't have anything to defend with. And that's an incredibly fast exit for Chameleon as he dives down the inside, but he runs well wide out there on the second of that turn. He took that very narrowly, and it left him compromised on the outside. This is Chameleon here. He is trying to force a mistake from... We're just trying to see who's running off track. Looks like we had Bernie Verne now, who has dropped back a little bit there. A bit of a mistake from him. But Mailman is just driving superbly this season. And if he makes a mistake, it would be terrible to see, because honestly, this man has been driving flawlessly so far this season. No less than 4th in any race this season thus far. This has been an incredible season opener. And now, let's see, Chameleon is very close on this turn, but he is not gaining on this straight. I think those mediums have had about most of what they have got to offer. Bernie Bairn overtaking Rhonosaurus there in the back. We are staying with this action because this is where it is at. Elite Carbon may be making some moves. No, he is building up that ERS. And so is Bunsey. And Budge, the usual. He is sticking in there. He is making it happen. He is staying that DRS. Blue Gunner all over the back of him. All these guys with far superior DRS to the two front runners who are battling like there is no tomorrow. This is a very difficult track, honestly, to overtake on in the first place. As I say, if you don't make it on that, Welsh Wizard with a time penalty, if you don't make the overtake on the pit straight, the likelihood of you making it somewhere else on track is difficult. You are really relying on somebody to make an absolute mess up somewhere and give the opportunity. Chameleon losing a bit of time there, running well wide, and he is running. He may have gotten a few situations where he has gotten a warning there. I think he's definitely on more warnings than the Mailman. But Mailman is about 3/10 up this time. Oh, he's lost a bit of time there. But look at that. 4.5 tenths up, where he was only 3 tenths up this time last lap. I think the hards are running better at this stage. I think, and it looks like these guys are going. Probably Mailman can back off on the ERS defense. But look at this, Chameleon is pushing fast in the corners. It definitely seems like the straight line speed lies with the Alpine right now, but in the corners here is where it's difficult to take. Chameleon is erratic here. He's so determined to push Mailman around this track as it happens. Oh, that he's just compromising some of his exits on these turns. But he is in a much faster car, and he is there giving it everything he can. He is chasing his first win of this season. And as it happens, if he wins if either of these guys win this race, my max bet gets paid out. But I am absolutely sure that Chameleon will pay me double the amount if he takes the win here himself. He will happily pay out in the wheel-to-wheel bookies. Again, we're back about 4 tenths as this is. I'm going to say, look, the Mercedes, which is a lot faster, so the wings are obviously different here. Chameleon's a lot faster in the middle sectors, but you just can't get close enough on the straights because that Alpine is lightning quick in a straight line. This is an incredible battle of different sectors, and maybe the straight line speed is where it should be for Hungary, because let's be fair about it, these corners are difficult to overtake on, and that was a close one by Chameleon, nearly running wide once again before turn 5. This is the turns 6 and 7 here, and that's an incredible exit by Chameleon. He's loving these corners. He's gaining a lot of time there, but as I say, not gaining anything in the other areas. Budge has fallen out of the DRS zone, and so is Big Not. Oh, sorry, where the hell? We've lost Blue Gunner. Blue Gunner has had a bit of an upset there, I think. Mormick up to 7th, Kaiser Gunner up to 8th, and Big Knocko's now running in 6th, pretty much on the back of Budge like he was before, but everybody back from Budge now out of that DRS. And look at this, 5, we're now into the half a second timelines, and that for Chameleon. He's pushing now, he is using the ERS, but he is so far back this time, and as you said, the advantage lies with Chameleon, with Mailman as regards to. Oh, and there is Mormick up to 6th, as there is it's Big Knock goes into the pits, and he's onto the hards. So Angry Chameleon likely to stop soon, I think. This has been an incredible opportunity for Mailman. Mailman, this will reverse in the second half of this race, where we will have a Mailman on mediums and Chameleon on hards, and as it happens, there's not much difference, but I think the slight advantage will lie with Mailman being on the slightly faster tires and leading the race, provided he doesn't get undercut by Angry Chameleon. He could do with a few guys behind him doing him a massive favour by being the likes of Elite Carbon, Bunsey, Budge, and Kaiser and Blue Gunner and all them guys, who fortunately for Mailman may actually hold Chameleon up, and because he's on the longer running tyre, Mailman, he may be going in and around the same time as those other guys, so he won't have nearly as much battling to do come the end of his stint. So it's an interesting race that's working out here now. Chameleon pushing hard on these mediums. 19 laps down with 16 to go. Is it possible that Mailman may think about going not mediums but softs for the remainder of this race? Mormick has made a stop, and he is on the hards as he comes out of the pits. Interesting, he retains that. Oh, Knockos, he got back that position. So not undercut by Mormick. That was an incredible time by him. But Mick all over the back of Knockos now. He's made up a ton of time as well by going 1 lap later than Knockos. And he has 1 lap younger tyres. Not significant, but it is a little bit better tyres. So, We are watching it happen right now. Chameleon still within the 3/10 as he comes around through those middle sectors. Oh, and there it is! There it is! They've taken each other out! Oh my God, and Bunsey takes the lead of this race. Chameleon, it's been happening. It has been threatening to happen. He has touched the back of Mayo Man a number of times, and Mayo Man will be raging as this race goes on. That is huge. Oh my God, that has got to be a penalty for Chameleon. That is his race over, I have to imagine. Mayo Man gets back ahead. Obviously no damage, which is the only fortunate thing for him. But Mayo Man losing 5 positions, or 4 positions as a result of that incident. And it looks like, tough times ahead for Mayo Man and Chameleon. You have to imagine that that's Chameleon's chance of a podium gone now. Possibly Mormick is around, was he? Because Mormick looks like he's had trouble. He is running wild there. Oh, and it now is Vern and Chameleon. Look at this. Oh, this is where it's at, lads. This is where it's at. Look at this go. Side by side through the second turn. Oh, he's around. Chameleon is around. He tried to race side by side with Verdi Vern. Oh my God. Kay Flemo was out of this race. Did he run into Chameleon? Oh, mother of divine God. It's going to be a penalty for Verdi Vern, because I say Chameleon is just going to give it, but that looked like a bit of a racing incident, if I am to say so myself. And I think we have a safety car, because Kay Flemo is out of this race, and it must have been an incident there. Oh my, Kaiser's in, Bunsey's in. This is huge for the guys at the front. And Elite Carbon, oh my, Bunsey is leading this race. And this has made the decision for Mayo Man. He is going mediums to the end of this race. Oh my God. Everybody in, and Chameleon is in a shambles right now, because Chameleon, as it happens, Chameleon is going to find himself at the back of this grid pretty much, because all those guys who hadn't stopped have now stopped ahead of him and are all on faster tires. Oh my, Chameleon is back to 10th net. Oh my God. Budge up to 4th in his there. Kaiser up to 5th. Rory Drain finds himself on the podium. Rory Drain will be stopping again, no doubt. And this has just got juicy. Knockos is on the soft, the fresh soft to the end of this race. Vernie Vern is coming around, and he finds himself behind Rhonosaurus and Angry Chameleon. But they will be all bunched back up again, and Angry Chameleon, oh my, a couple of incidents early in this race, in the middle of this race. This is an incredible situation. Bunsey, maybe Chameleon thought that Bunsey has to win this race, so he is not going to lose a ton of money on this race, because there are bets on Major Jam who are out. There are bets on anybody but somebody who has won previously, and it looks like it was going to be somebody else. Oh my, it has got juicy. Supreme Bio is in for his new tires, I think. No, who went in? Rhonosaurus, I beg your pardon. Rhonosaurus went in. Set of softs to the end. 22 laps there. He's got 13 laps on those softs. That's a lot of laps. They are short laps, and there will be at least one of them under safety car, but 13 net. Oh my. Rory Drain will have to stop. He's on 17 lap old hards. Or will he? Does he think he can get to the end? He's not going to be able to keep up with the likes of guys on fresh mediums, that's for sure. Those mediums will definitely go to the end. So everybody above from Mormick up now. This is a big bummer for Mormick, to be fair, because Mormick has... and that's a mistake. That's a mistake by Blue Gunner as he tries to warm up the tyres. That was a mistake, and Mormick kindly refraining there and giving him back the position, not overtaking like he could do because he made a mistake. Gentlemanly thing to do. We are liking to see that happen this week after the reputation of wheel to wheel was brought into disrepute. Safety car is in this lap, and Bunsey will lead us away on those fresh set of mediums. This is all Bunsey's to lose now. All Bunsey's to lose. Mayo Man is raging. That is another week where Chameleon has absolutely screwed the pooch for Mayo Man, as far as some people would be concerned. I'm not saying that's my opinion personally. I'm just saying that Mayo Man will feel that 2 weeks running he is aggrieved by that. And there's a great getaway by Bunsey. He has gotten a big jump on him, and Rory Drain is way back. Budge is going to be all over the back of Rory Drain coming into this first corner. He won't get by him, which means that he's going to suffer as a result from the first two guys. And there is Mormick is back from Supreme Boyle. But Supreme Boyle does have a penalty, so it's not worth getting into a big battle there with him at the moment. Absolutely. I think I have to say, if Chameleon is cursing out everybody on track, I don't think he deserves to be saying that right now, because I do believe that most of what has been happening is of his own making, because honestly, we've seen him tip the back. 3-second time penalty, there it is for Chameleon. We also said that was happening because of a few run wides, but it's all unraveling for Chameleon right now. He did tap the back of Mayo Man in a few corners because he was braking much differently to Mayo Man. He was directly behind him, and it was only a matter of time before those tyres didn't allow him to do that anymore. And I think that Mayo Man has a lot to be aggrieved about. He was the winner of this race outright. Elite Carbon is now struggling to keep on with Bunsey here, and we look like we're going to get an overtake from Budge on the straight here. And it's Bunsey with the fastest lap, and there's Budge making that go. And now Budge on a podium for the first time this year. This is looking juicy. The champ is back, and he is making a push. Now, Elite Carbon. So the two Haas's are now currently sitting on the podium as it stands. What an incredible development so far. And Kaiser Gunner looking like he's going to... If he gets by here, it looks like he's going to get up onto fourth position too, and possibly push Budge late in this race too. So, Budge trying to get away from Rory Drain, who's on the 19 lap old hards. He can go to the end, but he's going to have a lot of tyres that are not worth a damn, and there's going to be a lot of people pushing to get positions on him as this race comes to an end. But Elite Carbon now has a penalty, so that is probably it. Bunsey is going to retain this race. This is going to be an interesting battle. An interesting debate as this race comes to an end. Rory Drain is falling out of that. He is out of that ERS or DRS with Budge, as Budge now looks to push on and get back up behind these leaders and make a go of it. I think if he does catch up with Elite Carbon, you have to, well, he's not, they're on different teams, so he's not going to give it up. It is two Haas's, but it is not people on the same. And Supreme Boyle round again. That is unfortunately been the story of Supreme Boyle's year so far. The guy is finding it difficult to deal with this new game. He was lightning quick last year. He is lightning quick this year, but he is not able to keep it on track, quite frankly. He is going to be a force to be reckoned with as this year comes to an end. I have to imagine that he's going to learn and adapt. Mayo Man, we're on board with Mayo Man as he battles in fifth, as he is behind Rory Drain. This guy is going to push hard as this race comes to an end, but he has a lot of work to do. He is on same lap or same tyres as Bunsey, who now leads this race. By him, he is a good bit back. Let's have a look where the leader is. He finds himself 6 seconds behind the leader, and quite frankly, I just don't see how he can get those back from him. Mayo Man is now dealing also with the likes of Blue Gunner here, who goes the long way around, or the inside run. Oh, he has a double overtake by Blue Gunner up into fourth, who is now 5 seconds back from the leader in fourth position. Maybe Blue Gunner makes a push as this race comes to an end. There we go. And this is how the race is developed as the restart happens. Budge, looking like he might be in a second place finish now if he can hold on to what's his name, Elite Carbon in second position. But Elite Carbon is fighting tooth and nail to get back in here with Bunsey. The problem for Budge here is that Elite Carbon has DRS on the back of Bunsey, but Budge does not, and he is losing a few tenths despite the fact that he is running very, very quick. So he needs to stay in within 3 seconds, and he seems to be dropping in and out of it as this race progresses. So in order for Budge to jump Elite Carbon is probably going to have to fall outside that DRS zone, and that's not likely considering he is lightning quick in this ass, and it looks like he's going to push Bunsey to the end of this race as well. So we will come back to that. We will join it there. Mayo Man has now gotten past Rory Drain on the next time of asking. But again, look at that. He is now more than 7, maybe 7.5 seconds behind Bunsey as it stands. He's lost another 1.5 seconds because Rory is on those really, really, really old tyres. Kaiser Gunner in 7th is holding on. He's looking like he's going to get a promotion up into 6th if he can just hold on to the back of Rory Drain around to this final lap. Got the faster car, he's got the fresher tyres, and he doesn't want to get a penalty. Blue Gunner and Elite Carbon now both have penalties. This is an interesting end. Chameleon, Dinosaur. Oh, Chameleon is now in a DRS train and not liking life the way it is developed for him. It is DRS train all the way up to Rory. Because Kaiser has lost somehow some time to Rory, it looks like. No, sorry, I beg your pardon. Rory's lost time to Mayhem. I beg your pardon, I'm reading that backwards. Kaiser could conceivably overtake here Rory on this attempt, but he looks like he's lost a bit of time. Oh, he puts the hammer down here, and he's got the DRS. He's got the DRS, and he's going to push. Let's see where he will be at the end of this. Look at the speed of this Red Bull as he gets right up to within 4/10 of him. Did lose a bit of time because he's braking late and hard, but he gets the DRS again in this second sector. Oh, and a bit of a squirrely exit there for him. Mormick losing out there as he battles Chameleon behind him. You have to imagine at this stage somebody's around, and we have another safety car. Do we? Looks like we have another safety car. Looks like we have a safety. We have a VSC, which neutralizes the race for the next couple of laps, and that gives Bunsey an incredible advantage now, because what it means is that it's just a case of winding down the laps here now with big knockouts with a drive-through penalty. Oh my, that is the end of his race as we know it. And Elite Carbon is all over the back of Bunsey now. Oh, he's a lot closer than he had been. He's got the DRS because we were under VSC, not SC. This is a hard push. Bud's not getting any advantage there really at all, and that means the laps right now are just dwindling down for him to make a run. Kaiser is now past Rory in this section. Mormick and Angry Chameleon battling there. Looks like Mormick will retain his spot. He may actually get by Rory as Rory tries to battle those tyres that he has, and Mormick in that fast Ferrari, likely to get him on the straights. Budge not making much inroads, but look at Elite Carbon. He's pushing regardless. Oh my, this has been an interesting. Poor Wizard. Hayden, there's a lot of people that I would say, poor this, poor that. I get it. He's out of the race. DNF, it's all good. It's all bad. But my God, I just don't know. Hayden. Poor Wizard. I think there are a lot more people out there who feel right now. Well, Wizard, to be fair to him, was having a difficult race on the restart and was out of the points when all that happened, as far as I can remember. But there are guys way up the rankings right now who will feel way more aggrieved than Wizard does right now, or should do anyway. Blue Gunner, although not getting onto the back of Budge here. Budge getting ahead of him and going to retain that spot, it looks like, because everybody around him has penalties. Mayo Man looking like it's runner, the bridesmaid once again. He's going to be fourth as a result of what happened. And you have to imagine Chameleon is going to be out of points following a review of what happened between himself and Mayo Man, essentially costing somebody big time. I think whatever about last week, I think he has had a very direct impact on how Mayo Man's race developed as this game goes on. Welcome in, Hayden, all of the same. Great to have you in. Any questions? Any things you would like to see or hear from the guys? Get the questions in and I will put the questions to them if I can. It is Mayo Man, and a forlorn Mayo Man in the middle of the race all on his own. 2.6 seconds behind Blue Gunner, but also 2.7 seconds ahead of Kaiser. It's a lonely race for a guy who is looking a dead cert to finish this race in first position. Elite Carbon is kind of net neutral as it happens. These 10-lap old tyres have lost the majority of their use, and it looks like Mormick has jumped Rory on track right now, and Angry Comedian too, because it's just Rory at this stage is just is holding up a few people, and it looks like Rhonosaurus making that pass on Rory as well. So Rory looking like he might retain 10th spot with Vernie Vern, but that's probably about all he can expect at this stage. Anyway, Mayo Man, Blue Gunner now is back in the DRS of Budge as this lap comes to an end, or this race comes to an end. He's got time to make it happen, but he also has to get beyond Budge by, I believe, let's see the penalties. 3 seconds, yeah. So he's got to get by him. He's got to get net 4 seconds. And the way Budge has been racing in this race, and the way he was in practice, or sorry, in quali, Budge is liking this track in this Haas. All of a sudden, the Haas is coming of age, and Elite Carbon is now dropped out of he's back in, just about back in the DRS of Bunsey. If that happens, Budge needs to make up about 6/10, and he grabs second position in this championship, in the drivers' championship race. But he also bumps up Team Braun Cocktails' chances of jumping above some of the other guys. Now they will not jump, as it happens, Team Bun Gun, because Bun Gun Kaiser is in 6th and Bunsey is in 1st, so they're going to add a ton of points to theirs. But Mayo Man and Jam is out of it. Mayo Man will add the 10 points to the championship, but Bun Gun will add 33 points, I believe. So they will make that gap so small at the point. But you can be damn sure that Mayo and Major will be back next week for more. Budge staying ahead of Elite Carbon, Blue Gunner. And look at this, the time is coming down on Elite Carbon as Budge pushes to get inside that 3 seconds as this race comes to an end. 3-second time penalty for Why Not C, who is not having the type of race he was hoping he would have, considering that guy drove a damn near flawless race last week. And Angry Chameleon and Mormick side by side. But you have to imagine Mormick will retain that spot. Kaiser, this is an incredible battle here, I have to say. But maybe Chameleon feels like he's not going to get a penalty again this week. Maybe. Maybe, just maybe. Whoa. Oh, he's backing out there. He wants to stay off those white curves on the inside. They will not do him any good. This is live racing. This is live racing from these guys. These are live positions. Chameleon has a penalty, so the final laps of this race. Look at this, defending the inside, but he will run wide because he's narrowed that corner, and Chameleon makes it go as he switches back. Now Chameleon just has to stay on the back of Mormick just has to stay on the back of Chameleon and not lose him and get with it out of 3 seconds, because Chameleon will give up that spot because of the 3-second penalty that he's going to have. So that's the very least that Mormick does not have to worry. This is not a battle that he needs to ruin his race over, because he will get that position back. And Chameleon is driving angry right now because this race, I can't see Chameleon staying in the points anymore. I think the penalty is going to be pretty severe for what emerged earlier on. Let's get back to the front. Budge is now only 3.1 seconds behind Elite Carbon as he's pushing hard. He's losing the DRS. And so is Elite. Look at this, 3 seconds flat. It's a tenth in it as these final 2 laps come up. He doesn't want Elite to get back in the DRS of Bunsey. Bunsey is going to take the win here because Budge is not going to catch him, and he is out of the DRS of Elite Carbon. Look at Budge now just under that 3 seconds. 2.9 seconds. Now he's back above it. Look at this. It's going to be massive. He is fighting like hell. Oh, and Blue Gunner's around. Did he run into the back of Budge there? I don't know what happened. We didn't see what happened live, but he looks like he was on the inside and maybe he was squeezed. But I don't think that was... Budge was definitely the driver ahead, but I don't know what happened behind. What an incredible thing to happen there. That looks like it's secured second place for Budge now, as he's 2.7 seconds and definitely the faster of the 2 drivers in the Haas right now. Oh my, Budge is pushing like a demon to get up there. He has only got about 0.06 of a second to deal with here. Oh my, Elite Carbon is falling further and further behind, and Budge is catching up just within there. He has gained about 0.7, but he is pushing so hard he may be compromising himself. That's a great exit though, and he's now 2.7. He's got 2.5 tenths on him. Elite Carbon. It looks like the front of this race means that Bunsey's going to win this, and that's a very controversial end to this race, considering the way it went with Mayo Man. Looks like Mayo Man has passed Blue Gunner, and he's not going to catch Budge now on this final lap, I can't imagine. And Budge is all the way up to 2.3 seconds. He's making an absolute ton of time up, and there it is, the final lap. Budge takes second place. Elite stays on third place. Mayo Man, a bridesmaid once again off the podium by just 1. Chameleon falls back behind Kaiser and Mick. Oh my. And he stays in the points as it happens in 8th position. But we have to be having discussions, I think, about what's going on next week. And that is the end of this race. What an absolute lashing. I think that definitely Bunsey can feel himself fortunate for the way things transpired at the front of the pack. Absolutely crazy. What an absolute great recovery from the Mayo Man, but again with 4th position only. And he has to feel like he deserved better than that today, considering he was flawless in quali and leading this race almost halfway through, looking like it was all going well for him. That is the end of week 4. We had an extended one today. We are at 11:30 at night, and I am absolutely fucking wrecked. But there we have it. Bunsey is the first person this season to get a second win. We don't have the situation where we would have had a different winner than somebody else. And I don't get my max bet. I have to imagine that there's something in it when we say that there's a lot of people who are out of pocket that Comedian would have had to pay as a result of what happened at the front of this grid. I have to say, I'm just putting it out there, there may have been too much money involved, and it may be affecting how this went on. So there we have it. Bunsey is in first place. Budge in second. That's the best result he's had this season, and he is back. The champ is back. Elite Carbon in third. Mailman in fourth. Blue Gunner in fifth. Kaiser in sixth. One of the best results he's had. Blue Gunner with a great result. Mormick back in the points for the second time this season. Great result of 7th. Angry Comedian currently sitting in 8th position. Is he going to be there at the end of the reviews this year, or this time so far? Don't know. Rhinosaurus in 9th, Rory Drain in 10th, Vernie Verne in 11th, just outside the points. Rhinosaurus also with fastest lap, by the way. 12th for Knockos, Why Not See in 13th, Supreme Bio in 14th, and the DNS of K Flemo, Welsh Wizard, Major Jam, Ironman, and is a hero. That is how it all transpired in week 4 for Wheel to Wheel. This has been an extended one for me. And I thought I was tired before the stream. I am bunched right now. But by God, is there a whole lot to review of all this. Absolutely phenomenal stuff going on. Folks, it is week 4 in the bag. It is week 4 in the bag. It is Hungaroring, all done and dusted. We are in France, as it turns out. We are in France in week 5. We will be in, and this is where the discussion happened last year as regards to the incident that has now been reviewed and changed the rules. This is where it was last year. We are now going back. We have had an extended European stay with Belgium, Netherlands, Monza, Hungary, and France all in the first 5 weeks. And when we get back to Singapore, I believe it is, the week after that, we will be reverting to following. We'll be reverting to following the real F1 schedule. Wow, there is a lot to dissect. We have had incident after incident so far today, and there may be a lot of updates required as it happens next week. We will bring all those updates to you as best we can. We have Spider-Man there saying Mayo was robbed in the comments, and then he highlights robbed, all caps. Spidey, do you think he was robbed again today? We'll catch this all next week, and we will bring you the discussion. We may actually have to bring in Mayo Man and Comedian next week for a chat pre-race or during the week to bury some hatchets, because I have to imagine, I just have to imagine, there's a little resentment there. That is two possible wins for Mayo Man, who at this stage could potentially be leading this championship. But as it happens, once he wins the second race and retains the lead of this championship, Mailman falls further behind by about 15 points. It's a big gap. I beg your pardon. Another 13 points plus the one that he was behind. It's all very interesting. Join us next week to find out what happened. Join us and we will bring you all those updates I discussed earlier. I am exhausted. This has been week 4 of Wheel to Wheel season 4. It has been an absolute pleasure for everybody who joined me in chat today. Give us a like, a subscribe, scan that QR code up there. If you're watching this back later on, give us a like, a subscribe, all of the good stuff. Thank you very much, Spider-Man, Sully, Hayden for joining me in the chat, and for Vernie Vern and Mormick for joining me pre-race as we done a grid walk. Folks, week 5 is in the bag. We will see you next week in France at 9:20 pre-race for some interviews and week 5 France race. Thank you very much for joining me. We will see you on the flip